My name is Valerie Pulowski, and welcome to Kettlebell Sport USA. I'm going to go over the most important aspect in this whole grip conversation. Now, I've been doing this for years. It was a misunderstanding and a misinterpretation and a brain dyslexia of sorts. Insertion, grip, hand, it really threw me off. I came about to feel it and sense it, but each time that I was told about grip, relax your hand, and insertion, it was doing the opposite of what I supposedly should have been doing. I only came recently to fully understand, and I want to give my interpretation so that I can help others understand it as well. Because I do think that people misread this grip, hand, and handle whole entire technique. So I want to show it. I'm going to give some close-ups and make sure that this is understood. The hand is absolutely attached to the bell. Obviously, we should be hook handling it when the bell is down. Now, for instance, this is pertinent very much to snatch, but I've also found out that it's working in my long cycle as well, and it's making that better. So the hook at the bottom is gripping with fingers underneath, a relaxed and outstretched extended arm. The thumb can lock over onto the fingers, and that takes care of that. Okay, simple enough. Now, in the process of when the snatch and the bell are coming up and overhead for this insertion and hand position, it's critical. I couldn't understand it with the description being all about the hand. I rather now realize that, to me, it's more of an indication of forearm insertion. Forearm insertion so far in that the hand will not even close on the handle of the bell. So now, I've always been told for having it on the heel of the handle, when I would get tired and when I would run out of form or the technique was going bad, inevitably relax my hand was managing somehow to get back into here with the bulk of the handle inside the palm of my hand. That's really not going to do much good, and also it tends to position your forearm somewhere in the middle of the bell, and the roundness and the wobbliness of that unstable position, it saps your energy and strength even faster than ever. So now this hook or insertion, and again, crucial element of the forearm locking into this position right here, right where the handle is going to meet the bell, and right where you want this part of your forearm to get locked against there to present a solid connection. Now that's going to mean really making sure that your hand gets up and through the handle. So there is no gripping. This is not a grip per se. This is a lock and a stabilized fixation element that relaxes the hand. There's not a lot of forearm usage. Your finger, your thumb here is where you're going to get into the farthest corner of this handle so that it's going to present the bottom or this other side, the opposite side of the handle, to really lock in and press against the forearm. Really push into there. So this is really solid. Wherever I'm going to move my arm around, it's almost as it's one complete unit and piece. As opposed to this unstable, pulling terribly on my hand, or even this, it's just not connected here. It's just not good because wherever this hand will have to be closed around it, you can't even close your hand around the handle when it seems to be in the best position for me. I'm explaining something that really hit home and where I can get more out of this lift and where I can get stronger and stable up top and where I can take advantage of that rest in this position. So it is in a nice lock. My arm is relaxed. When I'm up here, the lock for the elbow pointing forward, it's all coming together rather nicely. The release is even better. And on the release, the tip to drop the bell and then just easily manage the transfer where it's going to disconnect and then reconnect into the hook at the bottom is magnificent. I mean, I have arrived, and I cannot believe how I was misinterpreting this and getting it all wrong after all this time. I could feel it coming along, but honestly, when I was told relax your hand insertion, so much of my thought process was based in and around this hand and grip that I wasn't getting it. So now I'd rather explain and talk about this as forearm insertion. You're really looking to get this forearm against something stable. You're looking to hook into this thumb. So it's really thumb and forearm of a grip. That's what's going to happen with your fingers. And I've been told about this C, the letter C, position of your hand and relaxing these fingers so that they're just hanging there calmly. They don't have to do anything. Don't opening the palm, that's going to sap energy too. Don't close on it. You don't have to touch it. Just let them be. Concentrate and focus on this. Press against the bell where it meets the handle and the ball of the bell. So in actuality, here's how it goes. From the top, here's the drop into the hook and into the hook of the thumb. Hooks of the finger, hook of the thumb. Hook of the fingers, hook of the thumb. Hook of the fingers, hook of the thumb. Really pushing through the handle on the way up when it's about to flip and come into position on your forearm is what the focus and intent up here is all about. Don't touch the bell as much as I can. That's what I'm keeping in my head. So on the way up, it's in flight. My arm is in the handle along with it until that moment when it needs to really solidify, connect, lock, fixate, whichever. And there's going to be a great solid stopping point up at the top on that lockout. And then again, the release for the drop is going to come so simply and smoothly with not much twisting of the arm. Now you'll notice also, I snatch them forward. To me, it just seems right because I insert that way. When I do get tired, I'll admit the palm might face backwards, knuckles forward, and I might hit that with the insertion upward. But for the most part, the leverage I get against my body to push off with that hip, and then this hand is just spearing straight through, and again, into that forearm against the handle. Once more, here's the complete process of insertion, forearm, pressing, hook of thumb, drop, insertion. I'm being very deliberate about it, but once it is weightier and gets going, this is where I want to be. It's made such an incredible and absolute difference to fulfilling a bigger, longer set. I've got to get this point across the best that I can because I think this interpretation that I've found, which has helped me, I can see it already in some of the people that I've been coaching and working with it to change that and improve it and reserve some of that wasted energy and strength. We'll get lots more out of this. Whether you agree with me or don't agree with me of what it's interpreted as or called, this is something that in my mind and the brain is comprehending and seeing and feeling now with this explanation or description. So I hope this is going to help you and many others and have your sets improve and the feeling which you should be using the proper technique to perform this great lift of snatching, which I really do love it. I enjoy it. It got frustrating for a little bit, but I have a renewed sense now of being able to complete it properly.